allowing Leyan to battle ward, get into the enemy jungle early, and start pinning back Tian. This is something that we've seen the world over. We've seen in the LCK, we've seen in the LEC, we've seen this at times in the LPL as well. Elise is really coming up to prominence to hit level 3 very quickly, very healthily, and just pin the enemy team back while you start to make your own plans.
So jungler's locked in, and now we'll see where Top Esports want to go blind here. You'd think it would be like AD carry or support, right? Where you want to confirm that, and it looks like that will be the answer in the end. I wouldn't have been too surprised to see them deviate, but looks like Lucian Nami will be the call on the side of Top Esports.
I think that was what I was expecting anyway, because I think the Draven Nautilus, that really is a specific Lucian Nami answer, because you can beat them at level 1, which is what we saw in that game. Of course, things got a little bit spooky after that point, but it is just signaling what JackeyLove and Mark want to bring to the table. You're gonna have to fight us, you're gonna have to be volatile. Credit to them. Sssum and Southwind, they say, if that's your answer, we will take your answer and we will reply in kind. Maybe they can get themselves an earlier cash in than JackeyLove could do in that game. For me, I'm worried though. This is still volatility in a lane where they have succeeded with the opposite of that.
Mark's looking a little bit nervous on the camera right there. RA saying anything you can do, we can do better. Locking in the Draven Nautilus to answer that Lucian Nami. Now this draft gets exciting. You've got early presence from Leyan on this Elise. You've got early presence from Sssum and Southwind down in that bottom side. Can they convert it is the question.
Yep.
Ornn taken off the board because they know that there's no way Leyan is playing for Cube this game.
Yeah, I think that's what they've signaled, right? I think they said, all right, okay, we're going to go complete arms race, tool up in that bot side. But what is going to be incredibly important to note between game 1 and this draft, the junglers interacting with bot lane can impact it so much easier early. Elise used to be a side lane diving champion. You'd dive top lane on level 3 at like 3 minutes every single game with a Renekton or something like that. Elise actually in the current meta, one of the reasons we saw it come back is that you hit level 3 very quickly and at pretty much full HP, and you can burst out someone in bot side, or at least shadow one of these lanes which wants to be surviving and thriving on its own. When you have the Draven and Nautilus taking heavy trades early, the fact that Elise can turn up down there early and have a lot of burst at a very high amount of HP completely flips even bot lane matchups as opposed to her identity of a solo lane snowballing champion before.
All right, Jayce locked in for... You assume QingTian? We have seen a little bit of Jayce mid lane this year, but I don't think that's likely to come out here.
QCal almost got a Penta on it the other day, but was denied at the very last second.
True.
There's a chance you can go in there, and of course with the Sejuani, you go into the hammer form, it can get that melee synergy too. It's something to play around. Cube might not be being played towards so much, but takes an interactive matchup if that Jayce does go into that top side.
See, Camille locked in. And now for the mid lane pick on the side of RA. Obviously, Strive having his Silas banned away this time. But the Kassadin unbanned. Hasn't been picked up by Strive so far this year, but let's be honest, pretty much everyone in the LPL is going to be willing to lock this bad boy in.
The early game LPL champion of the Kassadin.
Ooh, Darius locked in by QingTian to finish this one out. And well, it is going to be Rookie bringing the Jayce to the mid lane up against a Kassadin. And we have Darius versus Camille up top. These are volatile solo lanes.
I love this, man. As much as we talk about bot lane being volatile, everywhere is now just ready to pop. Anywhere these junglers turn up could literally just blow up an entire hole in the game. The first 2 or 3 ganks in the game are probably going to determine how this game goes out. So look at Leyan, look at Tian, because they have so many options everywhere. You have melee options in top and in mid if you go into house.
Definitely a matchup for the junglers here. And you mentioned Top Esports historically very good at finding early advantages as well. Leyan, similar history for himself. Loves to find the advantages early on in the game and snowball from there. Elise versus Sejuani, 2 junglers that are more than willing to have that early pressure in the lanes. Nymaera, I am so excited for this game. It's been a while since I've seen a draft that I'm as excited for as this one right here. Anything that happens early should kick everything off.
We've been really blessed today. We've had some crazy stomps, sure. We've had some big, awesome moments. This game, though, you look at this, it's just on the knife's edge. There's a very important ward from Leyan into the enemy Raptors on the other side of the map. So Tian will be spotted out at that point. Have to see if he actually gets around to his sweeper very early, because of course he's changed to that. He might be able to sweep it. And this means that at least Rare know where the Sejuani is starting. They know potentially where they can end up first. If they spot with the sweeper though, that ward, Top Esports know that they've been spotted. You have that double piece of information. Again, lots of ability for mind games to take place in the early game.
Yeah, and equally Top Esports with the ward on the blue buff. They'll know exactly where Leyan is likely to start as well. He'll clear out that bottom side. So, both junglers knowing where the other is going to play in straight off the bat. Level 1 Mark hooked on in, low on HP. Focus on JackeyLove now, but they're trying to...
Oh, here it is!
Do they have the damage here? That's some low HP taken down as well. But this time, Draven gets the early kill.
Lucian has 0 CS! There has been a champion kill in Top's lane before a minion kill. That is absolutely absurd. It's all early game, all the time, and Leyan's keeping the ball rolling.
He certainly is. Big damage onto Tian, who's forced out of his jungle. And sure, the Gromp will reset. Leyan won't get the Gromp for himself, but he forces Tian back to base. A roaring start here for RA.
I absolutely love this. You just knew. It was so obvious this was going to happen, and of course it happened with the Nautilus pulling the trigger very early on. But the thing with Rare, the reason that this gets very close in the 2v2 is that Sssum is only in range with the Nami at the start. And one thing we saw in that first game, actually, in some of those 2v2s, one of the mistakes you can make in the bot lane is putting too much damage onto the support when actually it's the AD carry you need to be really burning down. 2 auto attacks into the Nami means 2 auto attacks not onto the Lucian allows JackeyLove and Mark to at least trade back 1 kill.
And especially in level 1 fights, auto attacks are everything. Like later on, it's much more about abilities, etc., etc. But in level 1 fights, auto attacks are like 90% of your damage, so every single one counts. Tian is desperate to finish the Gromp off, but Leyan does not want to let him have it. Smite available for both junglers here. If Leyan can take this, it'd be huge. I think Tian got it though, and now pushing over the wall, the bubble is there as well. JackeyLove, Rookie gets it with an accelerated shock blast to find a lead in the mid lane.
That is insanely important from Top. When push comes to shove, he knew it was about the early game, and Tian gets the clutch smite for level 3, which allows him to fight the next period of play, gets the kill onto Leyan, Rookie gets ahead. You now have a lead in the mid lane. You haven't been shut out of jungle. Your bot lane gets an extra assist onto it as well. Top Esports, that is a pivotal moment for this early game. We know that the entire game hinges around Top Esports. We know they love to get themselves snowballing. This is a key moment in that.
And this is extremely painful for Strive, because not only does Rookie get a kill there, but Strive was trying to shove the wave, couldn't do it fast enough, and now Rookie tethered it, went into the side brush, stacked it all up, and now can freeze this all day long. Strive going to really struggle to get any CS. Rookie playing aggressively here. Strive's trying to bait it, but I don't think Rookie will fall for it.
Well, I think what he was trying to do there was bait Rookie into going to hammer form and jump on top of him. Use that red buff slow, but Rookie is ahead of the game, understands he doesn't need to do much besides just control this wave. And the fact that Leyan has to bail out mid lane instead of making a play elsewhere is just removing Rare Atom's ability to flip somewhere else in the map into their favor. They played very well aggressively early through that bot lane with Leyan on the front foot, but in the space of a minute, Leyan has gone from battle warding in the enemy jungle to having to play defensively, and that is very unfortunate for them. Top Esports now in control.
And crucially, we've gone from Tian not being able to finish his Gromp to being 10 CS up as well, as they'll finish these 2 clears, although Leyan does still have his whole jungle ahead of him, so should be able to close that gap just a little bit. But, you know, Leyan did manage to break that freeze, so Rookie has to crash that one, head back to base, and Strive will be able to get some CS for himself. But look at that mid lane advantage, and the bottom lane advantage as well. JackeyLove actually way ahead in CS right now off the back of a reset from Sssum, who hopefully should be able to at least even that up somewhat, although Southwind may have overstepped on this one. That's going to be a bubble, big damage, forcing the flash out from Southwind, but Ignite from JackeyLove as well.
Yeah, just want to see how much sustain he gets through in case he can actually land a hook and look to fight later into that lane. No Ignite now, and Leyan doing the world tour with Summoner's Rift, going between bot lane first, mid lane to bail it out, and then top lane to look for options. But again, this is why we're saying early game advantages stick in this draft. Leyan running out of options, and as much as Rare Atom have come from behind in games before, they managed to hold on. This game is probably the hardest game we've seen so far of them to have the tools to be able to do so.
Yeah, I mean, this is not... granted, you do have a Kassadin, so scaling is on the table somewhat, but
yeah, good luck
you're
fighting
absolutely right. This is not
there.
exactly like a late-game team fight composition, is it?
The thing is, it's like, Kassadin will be great when you hit that level 16, when you get that 2-3 item spike. I just don't think you're going to be able to fight for the key moments before that. Luckily, Dragon hasn't been taken just yet from top esports. No one's been focusing towards that, been focusing on getting champion kills. Southwind has that Hex Flash, but he's going into a 2v3.
Oh, flash forwards, but Leyan is here. The bubble denied by the dredge line. Huge from Southwind to be able to survive that one there. Big, big moment, but does cost him his flash at the end of the day. Tian there, and it means that top esports now can grab themselves a Drake.
Serious credit for Tian for being in the right place at the right time the entire game so far. It got dicey around that Gromp steal that could have turned out in any number of different ways. It was around top to play that vision. Stop Leyan looking towards that. It was around that bot lane when the hook came in and that Hex Flash. It's now got the Dragon as well. Tian has put a real statement on this early game, and now he's getting to the point where his ultimate's going to be available. Tian can very much flavor the rest of this game with his initiation after this point. Things are going to get even more dangerous from where we're at him when that Glacial Prison comes online.
Strive trying to perhaps gank his own mid lane, maybe move up towards that top side. We'll certainly get some honey fruit. Riftwalk is available. It looks like QingTian is going to have himself a 1 versus 3 to deal with. He hasn't realized it just yet as he goes in onto Cube. Hextech ultimatum will keep him in the play. Is the healing there? The ultimate!
Oh!
QingTian comes into play! QingTian!
TS3!
3v1!
Get absolutely done! The Darius 1v3 triple kill cycles through the passive. The ultimates and QingTian. We walked into this series wondering if he'd be the match of Cube, who had had such an awesome set of performances leading up to this point. He is more than a match for Cube. He's more than a match for Cube, Leyan, and Strive combined.
I mean, anyone that was questioning Wayward not being the starting top laner right now, I mean, you've got your answer, because QingTian is the man for the moment. And it just, the presence of mind to stay calm and make this play happen.
Oh my god. So, Darius gets healing based on his missing HP. He also gets that based on the number of targets he hits on the outer ring of his Q. When Kassadin jumps in, trying to finish off the kill, the timing is just off. While we see this, that's a 1v3.
Oh, no.
That means you have a 4v2 in the bot side. Early game, talked about how important it was to stick. Top esports have slammed it home.
Okay, Tian, this time he's got the numbers. Tian comes in on the top side. The apprehend actually misses because Cube couldn't get far enough. Tian the one to grab the kill this time. And wow, this has gone from 0 to, I mean, 100 just doesn't cut it, does it? 3,000 gold lead at 10 minutes as Leyan chased out by Rookie. What do you do as RA here? Top esports, they're just too terrifying.
Yeah, might be more appropriate to say it's going from first gear to top gear because they are really cruising at this point. But Rookie's caught out, has the flash, can he live?
Yep, just flashes away. It's as simple as that, apparently, as he somehow walks out of the play. 2-0 on Rookie, 3-0 on QingTian. And Tian, in the meantime, while all of that's going on, just takes the Herald for himself. Nice little trade from JackeyLove as well. Everything is looking up top esports.
And it just keeps bringing me back to this point. Rare Atom drafted into the volatility. They didn't go for the Varus. They didn't go towards something which could sit back, scale, look for later team fights, and try and just get priority and push. They chose to fight, and they're losing those fights, time after time.
It's not often that I see a game and I feel like it's over at 10 minutes, but with that kill on Strive, it does feel that way. Leyan in the bottom side as Sssum just gets chunked out anyway. Leyan can't even join the fray before it's over. And now Tian goes up to the top side again. Oh, Cube, he doesn't have flash. He's playing Ignite Teleport, knocked underneath the tower. There we go, Hextech ultimatum, jumps out of range, but there's the stun coming on through. QingTian is here, but it can't quite get in range of the damage. Slow's coming on in. Can QingTian connect anything? No kill onto Cube, but a Herald in tow for Tian. They'll still get gold for this.
But how bad is it when your best victory is surviving the dive? You're not even getting across the map. You're not getting anything anywhere else. Top Esports, they are continually putting Rare Atom under pressure. This should be what they continue with. Tian has his ultimate now. We've seen him use that multiple times, uses it in that play, sadly to no avail. But Top Esports, doing the correct thing and continuing to make plays and keeping the speed of this game in which they move around the map very high.
I feel like the actual competition going on right here is between QingTian and Rookie of who can get richer faster. Like, this is not a contest between RA and Top Esports anymore. This is just between the Top Esports players on who can get MVP.
And I think it's also just like a competition between them and JDG saying who can smash harder. Like, we saw some awesome plays in that first series of the day. We kept returning to it. These teams coming back after the Chinese New Year, after that break, we knew that there would be changes. We knew that there'd be... There's another 1v3. Surely you're not doing this again.
Look at the CC chain, though. Yeah, okay, this time, actually, it's what Q wasn't even a part
Alright,
of
okay,
play.
maybe not again.
Crucially, Strive getting that shutdown. That is a massive injection of gold into a Kassadin that RA absolutely desperately needed.
So actually, slight mistake there from QingTian. I think he used his Q right at the start of that fight. I think if he saved it for just a second for after the CC, he could have got so much more healing after the missing health kind of like started ramping up. That was still a dangerous situation. And the fact that you have to think it's a dangerous situation in what was eventually going to become a 4v1 shows you again the state of this game. Still good gold. It allows Kassadin to get their Rod of Ages, finish that off, and head towards their second item. We talked about how Rare Atom can maybe get towards Kassadin late game, but it's a problem of fighting until you can get to that point. Strive is only a level up on the bot lane AD carries right now. That is a huge problem, but at least he's got some gold to get some items.
Rookie's here in the bottom side, as is Tian with a Rift Herald. There are 4 plates left on the entire map for RA, but we're not worried about plates right now. Southwind knocked up low on HP and will be taken out. JackeyLove grabbing himself the kill there. Another pickup for Top Esports, and now back to those lanes to try and finish some towers off.
They get the Dragon, which spawns the Rift. They get themselves the top tower. Again, the Top Esports keeping up the pace of the game. Something is happening everywhere.
Are they going to get 15 plates? Rookie's pushing in the bottom side.
Oh,
Herald comes to the mid lane. If Rookie, if he can finish this tower, it's a 15-plate game. There it is. Herald goes down. Rookie in a 2v1. Even if he dies, he doesn't care. 15 plates for Top Esports. That is mind-bending.
That is absolutely absurd. With the slight caveat, that's another 700 gold over to the Kassadin. It is all in Strive's hands now. Can Rare Atom finally stabilize, become much less volatile, stop taking as many fights if they at all can, and allow this Kassadin to hit something of a power spike? The problem is, I don't even think he wins against someone like the Darius or the Jayce when he gets to that point with the amount of gold they have. You're talking about getting rich quick again. Rookie gets more plates. QingTian gets more plates as well, and they both get the tower completion off of it. This Kassadin win condition is more like a Kassadin consolation prize. How rarely do you see that?
Yeah, I will say, he is like kind of even in gold to both QingTian and Rookie when you look at items. He's only ever so slightly behind. Still behind, I think, but those 2 shutdowns, certainly valuable for Strive. He is very much the basket that the eggs are in at this point for RA. Cube is going to desperately try and survive. Hextech ultimatum gets his rope swing as well, but stunned up and should be taken out here. Rookie to finish the job. Leyan has arrived, but JackeyLove's over the wall, and this is going to turn into 2 kills instead. The repel will not save you. JackeyLove grabs that one as Cube trying to survive, but Rookie flashes to finish the job. 2 more for top.
Oh, Cube plays that pretty much as well as he can do, but you can't outplay the gold. Whacking him with the wallet. Top Esports find another win. Got another Herald spawning in a minute. Complete topside push, complete topside control from Top Esports. And Southwind, another lamb for the slaughter.
I respect the commitment to the Hex Splash from Southwind.
Like, well, I was charging this up anyway. May as well go through it.
Oh dear, that was commitment to the cause, and I respect that, Southwind. Okay, Baron's up. Oh no, sorry, it's Herald up in 15 seconds.
Yes.
With how far ahead Top Esports are, it feels a lot later in the game.
Yeah, There is a problem where you win very hard very early and then you struggle to push onto inner turrets, but with another Herald spawning, with a Dragon coming up in the timing after that, you can go towards Herald, take that, make a play with it, reset for the Dragon. Seems like a very clean set of objectives for top to head towards, and you can look for plays in between that as well. Rare Adam, they don't have any vision over the river. They've only got one ward in the river itself. Top Esports have full information. Rookie clears out one ward, which was in that, just even in the middle portion of the map. Top Esports, they have everything to play towards, and it's very cleanly linking towards each other in cooldown timings of those objectives.
Yeah, this is something. This is something special. 9,000 gold lead, or just under actually. As Tian trying to push up. Actually, can't count. It's an 8,000 gold lead. He's trying to get more from the enemy players. Both Sssum and Cube sticking around that top side right now. I think the thing is that's like really scary is that the CS numbers are totting up as well on the side of Top Esports. Yeah. It's not just the towers, it's not just the kills, it's also CS advantages in both solo lanes. Like Sssum now going to start taking jungle caps away if he can, just to try and get to item breakpoints where he can influence this game, because he's having to go armor pen. Tian is such a brick wall on the front line, and especially with Darius entering the fray, like Sssum needs to be able to break through that armor.
He needs to be a consistent damage source. That's why he's gone for the Kraken Slayer. The Eclipse, very good for burst, very good for those shorter trades. And it does have some consistent DPS as well because of Draven's own attack speed steroid. But you're right, that CS advantage is coming up because look at where people are on the map. We saw just before this, Strive was having to shadow the top side of the map as Cube headed there. That meant he wasn't answering bot lane. And now when you've got Herald being putting in mid lane, you are missing another wave of farm to turret. You are forced to respond. Top Esports, they're going to have a clean Herald charge onto the inhibitor turret, and there is nothing stopping them right now. What do? They don't have the items. They don't have the strength.
This is going to be an 18-minute inhibitor right here from Top Esports, with Herald still currently surviving. Could they push for a little bit more? 1,000 HP on the Herald. Okay, they back away. Herald will be taken down. Looks like Dragon is the call from the side of Top Esports. And in the meantime, hey, already got themselves a tower. We take those.
Yeah, first objective on the board. Didn't get any Dragons or Heralds. We've got that structure in top side. What did it cost? 2 turrets and a clean retreat into that Dragon. Top Esports not just winning the fights, not just organizing their early game well, but going between these timers effectively as well. Herald, using it for a power play in mid, into the Dragon, using all of your spent gold to push up a vision line as well when you retreat outwards and get those item completions. This is a lot of homework from Top Esports to say, actually, we can control the map when we're ahead as well.
Look at this, 3 players from RA sent to the top side to try and catch Rookie. They're trying to bait him in. They know he wants to go for the wave, but he ain't buying what they're selling. 3 players committed, and it means that not only the Dragon, but a tier 2 will be taken in the bottom side of the map.
And again, this is a Top Esports flowing around the map like water, just going through the path of least resistance. And if Rare Atom do turn up there, it's not like the resistance is particularly heavy either. They can't defend these turrets. They have to be playing away from where Top Esports groups. They're finally going to go for these resets. Let's see actually what it leads towards. Full BF sword for JackeyLove. Item completions coming in for QingTian, which means that you go for a 1v3. Again, you've got a more Malmortius against a double AP threat of Elise and Kassadin. It's just making it, again, much harder for Rare Atom to even take down individual members like this Darius on the side.
Yeah, it's it ain't getting any easier, that's for sure. I'm just banking on Strive.
Again, just bank on Strive, but he has to do it. It may be in the next 20 to 30 seconds. There's a Baron spawning. Top Esports, they're in a position again to go towards an early Baron. We've seen a couple of them today.
Yep, it's the only way at this point. Oh, no, Leyan is caught, has the repel, but he comes back down again. Oh, Jackalove's taken. That's a kill for Sssum. Now once QingTian hooks back in, CC'd up, but he finds a guillotine for himself. Oh! Finds a second as well. QingTian making his mark on this game.
But it is still a 2-for-2. That is a trade up on an important timer. This breaks Top Esports in their kind of string of objectives that they were going towards. They went to Herald, into the push, into the Dragon, and they were looking to twin that into a reset then Baron. At least Rare Atom stopped Top from going towards that Baron and just like having a complete clean sweep of an end to this game. They get something, and it extends the game mercifully a little longer for Rare Atom.
yeah, like another 30 seconds or so.
Yeah,
Top
okay,
Esports
that's
just
better
have to
than
go
they had
tier
before.
2
I'm looking for silver linings.
Look, I appreciate it. Like, I know you're just trying to give him.
I've got a young Telecaster full with like bright intentions for the world, and I'm trying to ignore this Darius completely wrecking house in this team fight. Because this is the more Malmortis we're talking about. The extra Omnibam coming back when you go into that form allows him that extra bit of survivability to turn around, which was a good opportunity for Raraxon, but it's slim pickings, much. It's slim pickings.
I love that we've not even acknowledged the fact that the brothers are in the game. Draven versus Darius. Draven sees his brother low on HP, walks forward to get the melee kill. QingTian turns it around with just one shot. So beautiful stuff here from Top Esports. Aaron on the map now as Leyan takes half of his HP from one shock blast from Rookie.
Very much a long live the king moment as Top Esports once again playing the vision game. Raraxon.
Oh no.
Nice, dark and full of terrors.
They had to do something. Strive in the backside. Rookie low on HP. The color coming out from JackeyLove as well. Mark goes down, but the guillotines are coming on through. And it's another double kill for QingTian. Tian trying to chase down the players remaining. Leyan and Sssum. And Leyan being alive is a thorn in the side of Top Esports. But I'm pretty sure they had a pair of tweezers, and I don't think they care about thorns.
It's a splinter at best. I feel like no flash, no vision on that side of the map. It is literally just, hey, I can get my Raptors for once while they're taking Baron. A bit of a roadblock for Top Esports in the last few minutes in terms of trying to completely take the Baron. But it's a roadblock. It's not an unbreakable wall. They're going to get themselves a reset. You're probably going to get something like Infinity Edge finished off for JackeyLove at this point. Okay, not quite at that timing just yet, but the goal's still ramping up. And Adam, you found some pretty good victories in terms of getting some shutdowns, some kills in the fights, but it's not clean victories. It's not enough to even really buy you much reprieve. As you're saying, it's extending the game by small increments. It's not getting themselves into easier positions.
Rookie just about flashing away from the whirling death there, managing to survive for himself. And Strive very close to making the magic happen in that fight. Like, everybody's low. They just can't quite finish the job. And now Top Esports moving their way down. Strive will escape.
Yeah. And, after this early game, after the early game, we were talking about how, Tian, right place, right time. Oh yeah, but it gets difficult after he gets his ultimate. That's still the case. And he has a Warmogs and a Radiant Virtue to keep his team topped up. He hasn't died yet. As much as he's managed to shut down some of the damage, Tian has done an exemplary job of engaging, being at the right place at the right time, being a bulwark which not even Sssum could get through on this Draven. Tian having a monster game to potentially close out this series. Well, I've got to assume it's going to close out the series at this point with how far ahead they are.
Yeah. And just to check in on the real competition of Rookie and QingTian trying to fight for MVP. To be honest, Rookie, you need a big fight. You need a big fight to finish this one if you want to take MVP from QingTian at this point. As Dragon is up, that would be sold for Top Esports, but I think they just want to finish this one off. Southwind the target, but that's a second target as well. Leyan to fall as JackeyLove gets one. No, QingTian takes it. 1-1 for Rookie and QingTian in this fight as they look towards the Nexus towers now. Top Esports running out of minions though. Could be an issue for them. They've got another wave pouring into the mid lane. And there we go, QingTian straight up forward, surviving somehow. 1 HP, takes a tower shot and takes the fight. Top Esports decimation in game 2.
What an absolute beheading for Raraxon. They have decayed. Their half-life is incredibly short for this poor Ratten. 2-0 in the first 2 series, but they come up against this roster of Top Esports, and they're going to have to go back to the drawing board. The draft of this game, we called it out, it wasn't what found them success beforehand. We called it out as too volatile, not what they'd seen success with before, and Top Esports mopping them, mopping the floor with them. That was unceremonious.
JDG and Top Esports both 2-0ing opponents today, looking terrifying. JDG is a super team. Top Esports like, well, we're the super